this one at all. However, I do have this thing here. I had got this online through Amazon because I don't support small business. I got this and we can unbox it together. So that's what we're gonna do. What a terrible idea for an episode, but let's get into it. It is age 3 and up, so hopefully my simple brain can understand this. Let little ones express themselves with their creativity. It's simple. Just squish the play foam up, shape it however you like, squish it back down, and start all over again. Play foam never dries out. Wow. And out, so creativity never ends. And the secret no-stick formula means you could take it anywhere for imagination. So, I think this was overall marketed towards me, being a full-grown adult man. Oh, that is... They have a little animal in the stupid thing. I gotta say, I don't like how each of these little orbs are connected to each other. Why am I actually reviewing this product? Alright, let's see. Can't even take it out of the bowl. Well, I guess it's not very sticky. But it certainly does. A lot of them fall down, I think. I think this is really the first trigger I actually bought with the intention of doing an ASMR with it. Usually it's just me, grabbing something off my desk that I use. This is the first one I actually sought out because I saw some other ASMR channels use it, and I thought, why not add it to our repertoire here? Is that how you say that word? Yes, it is. That was not the best idea. It's been for 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds are gonna eat this, right? I mean, is this toxic at all? It doesn't taste as good as Play-Doh. Wait a minute. Choking hazard. Small bites. Not for children under 3. Oh. Non-toxic. So you can eat it. What are the calories on this? It doesn't say in the box. Guess I gotta go to like MyFitnessPal to figure that out. It's weird that I'm actually enjoying this. Tell us what you think. Review the product. Ah yes, 4-year-olds are going to be going online and reviewing this product. It's not sticky enough. Little Timmy is going to be reviewing this product. Well, no stick. There was a little bit to talk about here. I guess we should keep with the sort of mold type thing. These actually do dry out, so they even dry out in like the container, I've noticed. Luckily I still have my green one, which is still very soft and very nice, and it also kinda matches my hair. There's a redesign we need to talk about. Yeah, a redesign of Lola Bunny. She's a cartoon character. She was in a really old movie called Space Jam. And half of you are probably like, what is that? And the other half are like, did you really just call Space Jam a really old movie? Yes, I did. I've never seen Space Jam before, so I wouldn't know what it's about. I think it's about basketball and cartoon characters. And it's getting a sequel that nobody asked for in 2021, I believe. I wonder what will happen if you combine them. I am a scientist after all. Questions for later. And, a bunch of people got upset by the redesign because they sort of desexualized her. And you got a lot of people saying that Lola Bunny in the original Space Jam was really people who watched that movie as a kid was their first sort of first introduction to manhood, let's say. So, which is kind of weird because it is a bunny, but it was the 90s as well. They redesigned it, it's something. It really doesn't matter. Though I like the reason why they redesigned it. I don't know. I don't have the direct quote. I don't have the proper nomenclature in front of me right here, but I believe it was something along the lines of, we want to make Lola Bunny a strong, empowered woman, or something along those lines, and fit for the 21st century. So it was 20 years ago when she was like first introduced. I'm not sure. But I mean, it doesn't really take much to read through the lines of, I don't know, there's this interesting concept in Hollywood, and it's about female empowerment as well, which I've talked about before, and it's very important, female empowerment. But there's a very interesting thing that's going around, and it's the idea of redesigning characters, making women less sexualized, which in some cases are justified, and then giving the excuse that this is an empowered woman. You read between the lines, and you're basically saying that, attractive women, or women with more womanly features, let's say, bright headlights, let's just say that, they can't be empowered or they can't be strong. And I just find it really interesting how Hollywood's solution for empowering women is to give them more manly features, which also, once again, is nothing wrong with, since, there are women with manly features and they need to be represented as well. I just think it's a little bit of an overcorrection of sort of empowering women by not really giving any features that dignifies them as a woman, I guess. I'm not sure. I just find it really interesting that that's the excuse they gave for redesigning her. Just say you don't want to see Lola Bunny as a sex object. Come on. We're done with playing with Play-Doh. Playing with Play-Doh. Honestly, the only issue I have with Lola's redesign is her kneecaps, or I should say their lack of kneecaps, because in the redesign she has no knees. How is she meant to bend her legs? That's really annoying. I have the return of Whale Shark Boy. Last time we saw him was, I believe I was getting married to him. In other news, Piers Morgan, the guy in like Good Morning Button, he hasn't been fired per se. I don't think that's been confirmed. He left Good Morning Button after a altercation that I have no understanding in. essentially, I believe we should start at the beginning. So there's this lady who got married into the British royal family. Don't remember her name. I don't remember her name. I believe she is not of Caucasian persuasion. And she, along with her husband, Prince Harry Styles, not Harry Styles, just Prince Harry, did an interview with Oprah. And, she said a whole bunch of things about the royal family and how, maybe a lot of them aren't the best people. And in fact, a lot of them are actually kind of racist, to the point where she was essentially suicidal. Now that's a pretty rambunctious claim there. I'm not surprised that the royal family is racist, though. Honestly, I kind of expected it. They're a bunch of old people, right? I'm not sure. I'm not a Brit, I'm an American. We believe in the land of the free. So, and then, Piers Morgan went on Good Morning Britain and essentially said a whole bunch of things, including the fact that Piers Morgan did not believe a word that she said in the interview, which also means that he did not believe that this person who married into the family was suicidal, which is a pretty bold claim to make. You gotta get some evidence behind your back. You didn't have any. So, essentially, one of the other newscasters, I believe it was the Weather Boy, was essentially like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be saying that. And then Piers Morgan walked off the show, like physically walked off the show, and then I guess never came back into the office. I mean, that's one hell of a way to go out. You just, nope, I'm done here. And then you just leave and never come back. However, a little plot twist here. It turns out that Piers Morgan, and this royal lady who married into the royal family actually had some form of a relationship. I don't believe it was romantic, but it was at least a friendship. And essentially, the lady ghosted him after a couple hangouts, and a lot of people began to say that Piers Morgan seemed to have some resentment, and I would think so as well. I do think, yeah, he may have held some resentment towards her for that, which, I don't know, is kind of fair. It's kind of a douche move just to ghost someone, though, to be fair. I don't really know if we have, I don't know her side of the story, so I can't say she ghosted him. That's just from him. So, he left the show. Just to be talking about on this esteemed news ASMR show. There's more. I got all of this information from Twitter, and Twitter is known for its interesting takes, let's say, and they had some pretty bad takes. First of all, of course, Twitter celebrated a man losing his job, essentially. That's great. I see the pandemic, millions of people have lost their jobs. I see no one still cares. As well, they called Piers Morgan a racist, transphobe, homophobic person, which, I'm not going to confirm whether that's the case, but I'm also not going to deny it either. I just don't know enough about Piers and what he's said before. You also have to consider that this is Twitter, and Twitter will get offended simply by your very existence. So keep that in mind as well. So I'm really not taking that into as a fact. Maybe they're blowing it a little bit out of proportion. I wouldn't know. And then, also, I just noticed we've been using Whale Shark Boy for a long time now. I'm just getting really distracted with this. They had one more take, and this one was especially stupid. The first one was sort of mean and was sort of not very nice. Second one was accusatory, and then the third one is stupid. So we have the royal trio here of Twitter takes. And they were essentially saying that they successfully canceled Piers Morgan, and they brought it home, and they did it. Listen up, as a sense, what is it called? A sensible, rational human being. Piers Morgan is not done. First of all, I can't imagine how much money Piers Morgan has. I believe he can live off his savings from here on. I bet he can just retire after this and be fine. Second of all, this is Piers Morgan we're talking about here. He is going to get another job somewhere, even if he can't sustain himself. So that sort of celebration of, we really got him, really doesn't matter. He's gonna find some place else to go if he bothers to go anywhere. Said, I'm not the biggest fan of Piers Morgan myself. I think he can be a little bit arrogant and possibly a douchebag at times. My favorite clip is he was talking to someone from Love Island, the sort of reality dating show, and he was basically trying to prove that one of the actresses, I will say, influences maybe is a better word, is not the smartest apple. And he says, what did he say? He said, can you define by like the nearest fifth decimal place? And then he says he doesn't give pi, he gives like the Pythagorean theorem of like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then the hostess calls him out, and then everyone plays it up for laughs, but it's just really stupid, and it shows that he's a little bit up his own ass, I would say. So, yeah. And of course, when a celebrity who gets canceled on Twitter and has a Twitter presence, who gets canceled by their words they used, they of course need to make a tweet about how freedom of speech is their right. Like, yeah, sure, freedom of speech, yeah, it's your right, but I mean, I guess it's also your right to be a dumbass, right? And people will call you out for being a dumbass. And people will call you out for not taking criticism. I think the thing I find most issue with Piers Morgan is he really likes to dish out criticisms. Really likes to, slay these, I don't know, woke people. Do people still use that word? Or, he really likes to destroy his guests who think differently from him, destroy him with facts and logic, right? But if that ever happens to him, he sort of just walks out of the show completely, like 100%. I just find that really funny. I mean, if you can't handle the heat, then you gotta stay out of the kitchen, Piers. That's sort of Piers Morgan's story there. So anything else big that happened this week? America, as always, being complete idiots. They're people are preparing for spring break and they're not bothering to social distance. Entire states have begun to release all COVID-19 mandates. Very smart move. I'm sure that's not going to have any increase in the conditions, in the, what is it called? The word I'm looking for here. Cases. There it is. You know what I was saying, right? So that's not going to increase the cases at all. And of course, Americans always will be stupid. We are free and we are stupid. Those are the two things. And kind of racist. I will add the third one. Those are the three things we can define America as. Say, there was one story I found very funny in politics, actually, and it's the fact that Joe Biden's dog, the new president of the United States, I believe his name is Major Biden or something stupid like that. What the hell is that name, Biden? You need to change the name. He actually bit one of the security guards, the dog, not Biden himself. He bit one of the security guards parents, and he had to like be moved to Delaware temporarily and then come back. And I just find it funny of like, this is supposed to be the leader of the free world, and he can't even get his dogs in check. Of course, that's a joke. Any Biden supporters, please don't cancel me, even though I probably said things that could already get me canceled, since, you know, I have a thing called common sense and I could look at things rationally, unlike a lot of people. Well, I think that's sort of it for me. We have sort of a news roundup brought to you by Twitter this week. I spent a lot more time on Twitter this time. Usually I just like to scroll through what's on the trending page, maybe click in, see a couple tweets, and then click out. This time I actually spent maybe like more than an hour on it this week, so I actually knew a little bit more of the context of what's going on. And I gotta say, it really wasn't nice. I don't know how these people do it, staying on Twitter for hours at a time. It's so wild, the people who can manage to stay on Twitter and sort of read that toxicity every day. I could barely handle it. You know, we talked about Space Jam from the 90s. Speaking of the 90s, I'm gonna pop up my collar for the intro of this. Just let me unbutton myself first. And of course, no sexual things. Yeah. Yeah. I will see you next time. I will see you next time. I love you. Enough. I don't have anything this time. Enough that I won't redesign a bunny for you. I won't redesign Whale Shark Boy. You'll stay original for the sequel that we're making called ASMR 2 The Reckoning. I will see you later. Intro, outro. Bye bye. Like and subscribe.